Hey, Rand McHenry, welcome to the Chain Reaction.
Thank you, Alfred. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here. Always a big fan of everything you've been doing in Cardano since I've been around, since I got into the
Thank
industry.
you. Yeah, I mean, we met, when was it? Last year or 2 years ago in Barcelona, at the occasion of the 12 launch festival, launch event. That was very cool. It was a lot of fun. So, and I guess you're always hopping around, right? All over the globe, trying
We
to.
are all over the globe. We did
Mm,
15, I think, a little over 15 events in 2024, including that
mm,
Barcelona one. That was a great time, great meetup
mm.
with the Catalyst Fund 12 launch. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming to that.
That's amazing. So you're one of the organizers of one of the people, one of the founding members of Rare Network, aka the people that organize Rare Evo. So, as we hope and presume, there's always new people entering the space. So, for anyone that doesn't know yet what Rare Evo is, maybe just give us like a little idea, a little sense of what it is, how you made it up, and what the team consists of. Like just a little bit of a background story.
Yeah, thanks, Alfred. So I'm Rand McHenry. I'm the co-founder of Rare Network. We're an events production and media company in the Web3 space. We're most known for Rare Evo, which is our flagship conference in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace. It's a blockchain, AI, and network state convention at Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas. We had 2,000, a little over 2,000 attendees in 2024, 75 different booths, Fortune 500 companies like Microsoft, T-Mobile, Johnson and Johnson, Deloitte, and many, many others in there as well. Large speakers like Charles Hoskinson, a huge showing from the Cardano community, but also projects building on Ethereum, building on Base, building on Solana, building on Ronin Network and gaming. And we're going to see a lot more of that in 2025. Massive growth. I think
Mm.
we'll see probably two times the amount of people this year.
And we'll get to that in a minute, I guess. What's even more astounding if when you're telling the whole story, but like you're in Caesar's Palace. I mean, well, you're done. You know, that's it. Where else would you go? Like the moon, maybe. So you've made it, but you haven't been around that long, right? So when did you guys start?
We started up in 2020, like actually maybe even 2019. Wes, our co-founder, we're from the same high school. His sister is really good friends with my wife. We started talking crypto back in 2017. I was posting on Facebook and selling like Bitmain ASIC miners and GPU miners that I built and stuff like that. And in 2019, we connected over our love of blockchain, and he really showed me Cardano and stake pools and staking and the whiteboard video from Charles, and it clicked in my mind. I was
Mm,
like, this is the move. I really hated how ASIC miners bottlenecked mining on Bitcoin, and the whole mining process in general. And the first time I ever heard about staking was with Cardano. And that really clicked with me and resonated. And we started working together and we started the Rare Stake Pool, which is still operational to this day. We love all of our delegators and we've run it out of passion. I don't think it's ever made money. We have like a 1 million ADA delegation. It costs us way more to run the pool than the actually we earn off of it. But it was a passion project, and we quickly realized as a pool operator, you have to have some type of mission in the community to sell yourselves and get delegation. And my history is in live events. And Wes and I went to see Charles speak at the Bitcoin Miami conference in 2021 when our pool actually was broken and we couldn't figure out how to fix it. We said, let's go to the Bitcoin conference. Charles is speaking. We'll definitely meet some other Cardano folks that can help us with our pool. And we got to meet like Big Pay. We got to meet what is now Epoch Pool, and the guys, and a bunch of other pool operators that help us fix our pool. And Epoch Pool ran our pool for the next 3 years. And that's what gave us the idea to do an event for Cardano. Being at the Bitcoin conference, knowing that there was an ETH Denver, we were like, there should be a conference for Cardano. Let's fire it up. And the road was rough. We partnered with Big Pay from Bloompool the first year. He's an amazing guy. We had a great time with him and Ben from Atrium planning, and we went to Charles put on the Cardano Summit up in Laramie, Wyoming that year. We went up there to that, met a bunch of amazing people. That's the first event that we went to where we were in the Cardano ecosystem and we felt like we didn't know anybody. We walked away from that event like, was it, really worth it? Did we meet those as many people as we wanted to? And we didn't know the power of what we had just done. And we saw, in the years to come, projects like Drip Drops and others, Sunday, Swap, and others were at that Laramie Summit having that first meeting with their team, all getting together and stuff like that. And later that year, you saw these projects launch and these teams evolve. And that's where we drove, myself and Big Pay, hopped in a car and drove from that Laramie Summit down to Denver and signed the contract to throw an event in Denver. And we're just community members that did it. We put everything on the line every year, myself and Wes and everybody. We sign our life away on these contracts with these venues and other venues, and we try to make it back every year and build something big for the ecosystem. And over the past 3 years, it's grown amazingly. We're on year 2025 will be year 4, and every year it's grown. I think 2023 to 2024, we 3x'd the amount of attendees at the event, and we're conservatively hoping to double again, but we'll probably really grow this year as well.
It's really a crazy story. It kind of shows you how some of the best projects or inventions come out of just like a notion, just a hunch, and more unwillingly than planning it. And you just follow the flow, go with the flow, and then something magical happens. That's amazing. Yeah. But if I remember correctly, because I was in Vegas in 2021, I think. Time goes fast, and I was actually visiting what was then known as CNFTCon, because then there were like 2 events, right? So was Rare Evo conceived as the type of event that it's now, or was it different? It was like focused on NFTs, or what's the evolution?
I think our event and CNFTCon, we all had the same conception at the same time. Like, I love to say ideas are cheap and it's really going out and executing. Everybody has the same information and kind of has the same ideas. It's who goes out and actually has the guts to go conquer and attack it. And those CNFT guys, I think, were having the same meeting and thought we were having at Laramie, Wyoming. And Adam Dean is amazing. The group that worked on it, Marco and everything, were absolutely amazing. And we ended up that first year putting our events within a week of each other. Like, it's funny, like great minds think alike. We were all on that same path together and created events like right next to each other, thinking about it. So we ended up being a little bit of a competition for a year between each other. And then, it really made sense to Charles and all of us to figure a way to come together as a group. Marco and Adam have done amazing things for the community. We have actually a meeting with Adam Dean later this week on how we can get him more involved with Rare Network and the tech side of things. He's an absolute wizard out there. And we made a way to come together, bring all the events together. We moved from Denver to Las Vegas just because a lot of our stuff in Denver was getting trucked from Las Vegas to Denver. Our main stage, the company that does our exhibit hall, was LV Expo and all this stuff. And it made it so much simpler. And we wanted to be the blockchain industry event for North America. And every industry has a major event in Las Vegas for North America. And that's why we moved there specifically. And we didn't really want to compete with CNFTCon. It just divided the community. So we all got together. We had some great talks. And we made a deal where we could come together. And for 2024, it was just one event. And going forward, it will be one event going forward. And that's kind of the story of it. Was just literally community members that had the same great idea at the same time and built out events at literally the exact same time, and did something for the community,
That's that's really astounding. I remember when I was there and while enjoying NFT Con, and then people were saying, "Hey, Rare Evo's next. You want to come and hop in the car?" And I was, "I can't. I have to go back to Europe." So
one thing I really missed about that first year is so many people were doing that road trip between the 2 events, and I had to set up Rare Evo. I couldn't go to CNFTCon the week before, and I really missed, because like all my friends in the community that I talked to online, they were all going on that road trip from one event to the other, and I really had FOMO about missing that trip with everybody. So you and I both missed the road trip.
Right. You just mentioned that why you guys now you're doing again the same location, the Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. But you were saying there's also like another huge blockchain event, right? Which is kind of across the street from Rare Evo. Just maybe again by chance, or just by the universe flowing in mysterious ways, or
By design,
Mhm.
DefCon, DEF
Right.
space CON. It's
Mhm.
it's the OG like cryptography hacker event. They don't really have blockchain programming at the event, but it's all the OG cryptographers and hackers. It's 30,000 people that meet at the Venetian across the street, and we wanted to put our
Mhm.
event at the same time to attract those developers into our ecosystem and bring them in and to come during our hackathon and have bounties they can win. These are guys that are out here trying to hack systems, win bounties, and build projects. Let's bring them in with our hackathon, run some 101 courses on what blockchain is, how they can get involved, and try and win some bounties and bring devs into the ecosystem. We think one of the biggest things, our goals for 2025, is to bring more developers on board. And that's kind of our goal there with DEF CON. It's got 30,000 attendees every single year. It is literally more than 10 times the size of our event, and it is across the street from us this year. So anybody who's looking to get developers on board, really the smartest minds, it's where all the big government agencies go to get their smartest hackers and things like that. It's where you hear
Mhm.
the news stories of, the casinos and hotels in
Right.
Las Vegas getting hacked. It's those DEF CON hackers that are tinkering away, pushing those buttons. So we're really excited. Wes is paranoid, and rightfully so, that they're going to be tinkering away with our website and
Mhm.
trying to hack Rare Evo and what we do on the blockchain, our NFT tickets and things like that. So we've really battened down the hatches on our security. This is not a call for DEF CON to attack us.
Right.
Please, we're friendly. We're friendly, but
Yeah.
we're scared that there are probably some people out there that are going to poke around.
I was always going to say why you were telling the story, but what came to mind immediately was like, be careful what you wish for, right? So, but
Absolutely. Yeah.
mhm.
That's the
But I
yin and the
mean,
yang of our business. I'm the
right, right.
let's
But I
go
mean,
for it, and Wes is like, calm down. This could be a problem.
yeah, no, I don't think you're in any trouble because I think the level of those guys, like you say, they're used to hacking, NASA and whatever, this most incredible challenges. For them to hack your website is like a 5-year-old, so anybody can do it. So
That's
I wouldn't,
true.
I wouldn't worry about it. I mean,
They probably could do it too.
they would lose their reputation as they would say, "Oh, I hacked the Rare Evo website."
Like
Okay,
whatever.
you're expelled from DefCon. So
Totally. And to that point, we were just talking yesterday. It's not like official or anything, but we always allow students, like if it's a college student, tickets for free to our event. We were thinking
mm,
about with those DEF CON hackers doing something like free tickets to the hackathon only, which is 2 days before our actual event. It's not, they don't get into our event for free, but maybe allowing them to come to the hackathon, see that stuff out, and get introduced to the community and kind of warm them up to what's going on is might be our goal. That's not official. That's some alpha dropped on your podcast only. That's just what we're
right,
talking about.
awesome, awesome, great. Just to go back in time a little bit, because like I said, or when I heard that Rave was taking place last year in Caesar's Palace, I'm like, how did they pull it off? I mean, what does it take to actually have a gig at Caesar's Palace? Because like I said before, like what else is there? Where do you go from there?
Yeah, it is definitely the top. It's an amazing brand. It took, years of proving ourselves, doing the event in Denver, the community supporting us and showing up year after year, and us being able to do it again. It's not easy. Like there's no magic wand. There's no amount of money that we could spend. Like if we had to start over to get to the same point we're at today, you can't just spend millions of dollars and convince people to show up to an event. It takes years of people kind of
Mm.
coming and telling their friends, "Hey, this is
Building
fun," and
trust.
yes, and then it takes, years of negotiating with these venues. Like we're already negotiating 2026 and
Mm.
2027 contracts right now, and we've been negotiating that for the past 6 months to a year. Like we've been working on 2026, you know.
Right.
So it takes a long time. It's a lot of negotiations, lots of, you know, very smart thinking and putting a lot of heads down and getting some legal teams involved. There's a lot of nuance to the contracts and how, you know, you put your life on the line
Sure.
to do these events, and there's,
Mm.
you know, large deposits that need to get put up years in advance
Right.
and then work back. So it's been amazing to work with Caesar's Palace, like growing to it. I'd say it's a top-notch venue, one of the best in the world. The nightclub there is arguably one of the best in the absolute world, and working with top music artists and their staff at Caesar's Palace has absolutely been amazing. Their hotel staff is on point. I don't think we had one problem with hotel rooms or anything like that at the event. Our stages and everything were amazing. The venue is beautiful and clean. And the brand really hits, you know, as we're a growing brand when we're traveling around the world. As we noted earlier, when we say we're at Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, people think they know Caesar's Palace, the name and brand, they know the Hangover movie, and they want to go. And that's a big, huge help to us growing as well. To the future, we are looking at bigger and better things as well. Like we love
Mm.
Caesar's Palace. We're happy to stay with the Caesar's family and grow with them. And they even own bigger and better properties that we can
Mm.
grow within. And we've also talked to the convention center. We know that
Mm.
Charles wanted to land his helicopter at Rare Evo, and
I remember
he
that, the
can't
Black Hawk.
he can't do that on the strip because of what it would take to land a helicopter on the strip. But if we go to the convention center, there's a chance a Black Hawk is sitting out front of the Las Vegas Convention Center. So that takes a
Right.
lot of growth. The Las Vegas Convention Center is massive. It probably holds multiple Caesar's Palaces.
Oh, really?
Uh,
I didn't know. Mm.
yes, it is massive. So that's like
Mm.
something of like a down the road goal for us to grow to is maybe we'll get the Black Hawk one day in front of the
Mm.
convention center.
Right. Well, you always need goals, right? To the
Yeah.
goals to grow towards it. What's just one last question about 224, and then let's talk about 225. What is the most memorable moment for you in of 224, if you had to pick one?
Oh my God, there's so many moments. How do I pick one?
Whatever comes
I
to mind.
mean,
Just like
always setting up and seeing the team every year, that first like initial party where we all get together and we're putting the lanyards together and everybody's getting in town and the early birds are getting in town and seeing everybody again, that feeling is always amazing. It's like we're here, this is happening, all our hard work for the years paid off. We're doing this thing and it's so good to see everybody. I'd also say like a close second is the closeout party. Being in Omni Nightclub and being like, we did it, it's over, I'm gonna sleep in tomorrow because I haven't slept in a week straight, basically. That's an amazing feeling too, and seeing the Rare logo come down while Zed's playing an Omni Nightclub to thousands of people is just,
uh,
you know,
that's
it's a
awesome,
moment.
and you look down on it and you're like, we did that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a
Mm.
moment, and as somebody who's promoted concerts and thrown music festivals as my background, like
Sure.
to me, there's almost no bigger than hosting a show, being a part of the promotion at Omni Nightclub at Caesars. There's not much bigger we could do at that point. And, you know, same with the
Mm.
poker tournament we host at the Poker Go studio. This is a medal from, you know, winning a Ferrari race. I'm a big poker player to get into the World Series of Poker. And to be able to host the Rare Poker Classic and do it at the Poker Go studio at Aria with the, you know, those are the same people that produced the high stakes poker, the poker after dark, all the big poker shows you saw on TV kind of growing up. They're the ones that produce the World Series of Poker live stream. They produce all the celebrity poker tour things where we see Mr.
Mm.
Beast and Ninja and all that. So to be in that studio every year and to produce our own poker tournament in there, that's also a dream of mine come true. So I'd say those three
Mm.
things are
You
are the
guys
top.
are living the dream, that's for sure. Let's
We're
dive
trying.
into 225, right? What's awaiting us? I mean, what's on the program?
Oh my goodness, so much growth. I mean, it's amazing. Looking at the booth map, things are already filling in. Like the prime spots are getting taken by projects real fast, like Anvil and Moneta and Hops on Cardano and Bank Social and Atrium, all firing the trigger. NewNet is out there. We also have projects from outside of Cardano. First Ledger, a big XRP project, purchased the lanyard sponsorship and a large booth. So we're going to see representation from the XRP community. We've got the base community. We're going to be launching our NFT tickets. You're probably hearing it again first on this podcast. The date is set for February 13th for our NFT ticket launch. So that is definitely a first set in public here on this podcast. We're really excited about that. Those NFT tickets are going to be launched on Cardano and on Base Chain, and we're looking at expanding that even further. So I think you're going to see a lot of growth. We had 14 different chains represented in 2024. I think we'll see a lot more of that in 2025. I think we'll also see maybe some tier one style exchanges come on board and things like that. That's not guaranteed, but we're in a lot of talks with a lot of different people, and there's a lot of excitement. Like we said before, we click the record button. There's a lot of excitement with the new presidential election. Companies that were previously like avoiding America and marketing to Americans and going to American live events that we would meet in Dubai or Singapore or Paris or Barcelona are now hopping on calls with us and making purchases and excited to come to America. And get the American, economy interested in crypto again. And we're seeing that, and we're poised to be the largest blockchain industry event in North America this year. Consensus has moved to Toronto, Canada. There is the Bitcoin conference that is also in Las Vegas. There is ETH Denver, but those are very chain specific. And we're the largest industry event that includes all the chains in North America going forward. And really want to take that spot and run with it and grow this event as big as we can for 2025. I think we'll see 5,000 attendees this year. Tickets are literally selling every single day at a pace much faster than last year. And we really appreciate the community support. It's been absolutely amazing to see it grow.
Obviously, by now your reputation precedes you, so people know what they can expect. And I remember last year, as a special guest, you had one of the U.S. presidential candidates, Robert J.F. Kennedy, was giving a speech. Can we expect any fireworks like that this year? Or?
We would love to have him back. We are in talks with his team again. We have also, myself and Wes will be, this is Alpha, going to Washington, D.C. at the end of the month for the inauguration. We'll be at the Bitcoin conference and Stand with Crypto, Coinbase's kind of political lobbying arm, will be at their event and mingling around there, where I think the vice president will be and a bunch of others. So our goal from there, is to get speakers for our event, to get regulators and politicians to show up and speak at the event and talk to some, policymakers to come and explain their thought on crypto and to see the industry at our event. We think our event is a great place to get an eye on the industry and talk to Charles and others. And we know Charles has said he's sending a team of 10 and JJ out there. So we just shot them a message to link up with them as well. And, hopefully we can suit up in our best tuxedos and represent Cardano well for the inauguration.
In the story you told me, it just occurred to me there might be one problem. You told me that Consensus is moving to Toronto. And thereby making you maybe the largest, common blockchain project in America, North America. But Trump would like to annex Canada into the United States. So then Consensus will be back in the US again. So that might be an issue. So you got some more to do, right?
Maybe we want to leave Canada as not the 51st state. No, we love it. We love the conference.
Tell Trump to back off because Consensus need to stay where it is, and they're fine. They're fine in Toronto.
And we love the Consensus team. We're throwing a party at Consensus Hong Kong. We'll be in Toronto. We work closely with them as media partners. Same with the Bitcoin conference. Same with Paris Blockchain Week and Token 2049. We're media partners with all of them as we go around and do our thing. So it's always fun to tease each other back and forth about that. You hit the nail right on the head.
What you just said sparked one question. Before I'm going to ask you to maybe do a message, like a shout out to the community, tell them whatever it is that you want to tell them. Because Consensus, if there's a Hong Kong version of Consensus, Do you see anything like this happening with Rare Evo in the future? I mean, Rare Evo North America and then Rare Evo maybe on different continents. And what's in the, yeah, you go wiggle, wiggle. But
Yeah. Yeah, we always, the roadmap is to definitely grow. We look at Rare Evo as the flagship event for North America. And if it grows, maybe there are other ones outside. We do Rare Socials currently. We threw, I think it was 7 different events across the world on our own
right,
as Rare Socials. We also did the Barcelona thing and a few others as well. So never say never. It's not on the roadmap for the next couple of years as we're really
right.
focused, hyper focused on growing what we've kind of got on the roadmap.
Mm.
And, now with the new regulation, again, some alpha, oh gosh, you're loading up here. We've got the rare token coming out with the change in regulation. We're working on stuff like that. There'll be a claim of rare token for people that hold our NFT tickets. So get your NFT tickets to Rare Evo. And our focus is to build that community, to build Rare Network as an events production company, a media company, and a network state. I'm sure some people have heard Charles and Tamara and others talk about network states, and that's a big part of what we're bringing into our business. We've been to every network state meetup. We went to a network society camp in Texas where we actually got to meet the other co-founder of Cardano. Was there happenstance. We sat at a lunch table together and he saw the IO logo on the back of Wes's shirt, and we started chatting. That was pretty amazing stuff, and we like the ideals of building kind of a like-minded group, a network state of people all over the world that want
Hmm.
to stay on the cutting edge of technology, travel to live events, and always stay educated on what's going on. And that's kind of the goal with Rare Network. Long,
I'm
long,
actually,
long term.
right. I'm a little bit baffled actually because I try to stay on top of what's happened in the Cardano community, tech in general. I had not heard about the network states, so you need to tell me more about this maybe in private. Okay,
It's a fascinating rabbit hole to go down.
seems like a challenge. So, what do you want to tell the community about Rare Evo 225?
Oh man, it's going to be an amazing time. Get your tickets today. Like we said, the future claim on some tokens, prices are going to go up. Just plan for coming to Vegas. If you're in the community and you're trying to figure out how do I get my feet wet, how do I, meet all these projects and understand what's going on, how do I participate in intersect or governance, or I want to become a developer and understand all of that. There's something for everybody at Rare Evo, and live events are so important to accelerate your growth in this industry and ecosystem. It's accelerated our growth, and talk to anybody that goes to them, not even our event, but others. You'll want to go to a live event in 2025. This is the year that crypto is definitely going to take off with what's going on. We are really excited for the future of this industry, and there's no better time to jump on board, get involved, shake hands, and make some friends and get together. So go to rareevo.io, get your tickets, and we'll see you in Vegas August 6th through the 10th, 2025, Caesar's Palace.
Rand, it was a really huge pleasure. Thank you for dropping all the alphas, and might see you in Vegas.
Appreciate it, Alfred. We'd love doing this anytime. It's been great talking to you as always. And, hit us up as we go through the year. We'd love to keep you with all the updates, maybe as we get closer to the NFT ticket mint.
That'll be
This is
awesome.
the first it's really been talked about on here. So
Nice, awesome. Really appreciate it. Be good.
thanks, Alfred.
Take care. Ciao.